Alright, so yo everyone, here we are. So as you can see, the topic is controversial: how to use Linux the harder way. And actually what happened is, when I uploaded my last video, a viewer asked me that why you tell people to use Linux in this hard way. Why you don't tell them to use Linux directly? You can tell them to use a simple file manager, a simple password manager, a simple text editor. What you tell them is to use PAS, GPG or Vim, all those crazy stuffs that no one uses now, and it makes Linux hard to use. So my answer to him is, if you think with those graphical applications like, let's say, VS Code or graphical file manager, you think that your life is simple, then I think you are wrong. According to my opinion, what those graphical application does, they make you to use those application how they want to be used. Okay, and they are reluctant to change. But if I tell you that the terminal application that I tell everyone to use is highly extensible, and you can change them as you want, so they will work as you want them to work. Okay, so I will put a demonstration here, and in this demonstration basically I have a feature to change the background. Okay, this is a very simple feature, and even with changing background, what I want is to change the color scheme of my terminal. So this is the color scheme of my terminal, the blue and somewhat, I don't know, the gray behind it. Okay, so the color scheme should also change with respect to background. Okay, so it should match with background like that. Okay, so this feature I want. So I don't know how you change background, but probably most of you change the background like this, I think so. This is the way I think you do. You open a file manager and then you go to some of the background, the picture, and then you say set as wallpaper. This I think most of you do. Okay, so if you do something else, that's fine. I have no hard feeling for anyone. Okay, it's just about how we can utilize this command line application or terminal application to make our life simpler, not harder. Okay, so let's see how we can do so. If I want to add the feature to set the wallpaper as well as change the color scheme in this application, in this file processor, I think I will have to code like now at least 150 to 180 lines of code. I have to write in there, and then it will do all those stuff. Okay, so then recompile it. Not only write the code, recompile it and do all those stuff. And this is the problem with these graphical applications. They are not extensible. You cannot extend them. But I tell you about these terminal applications that follow Unix philosophy, that do one thing, do the best way, is that they are highly extensible and they can combine with each other. So this is an example here. What I'm going to do is I am going to demonstrate background changing script that I personally use, and then how I make it to work with other applications too. So I use all these terminal Unix philosophy based application, and I can show you how I can use that script to combine with all of them. Okay, so let me go to my scripts. These are all the scripts I use all the time. Okay, these are my personal scripts. Okay, so one of this is background.sh. It basically has these 3 lines. Okay, the first one is comment if you don't know about shell scripting. Okay, so the first one, it actually what the first one does is it actually gets a random background from this folder picture/background. Okay, so how it does it, it has two parts. Basically you can see this find part. Okay, this find part actually finds all the file in this picture/background. So let me demonstrate it. Okay, here it is. No, okay, CP, it copy it. Okay, so you can see all my pictures here. So these are all pictures in my background folder. Okay, and then the other is shuffle command. So what shuffle command does is I give it input, that is new line separated, and it shuffles it. Okay, so I think you can see echo hi new line, then hello a new line, then there a new line, and then going maybe. Okay, I just so it looks like this, and if I pass this to shuffle, I pipe it to shuffle, you can see that shuffle shuffles all this thing. Okay, and if I use this option -n1, it gives me one random choice of there. So it shuffles and give me the first choice, so it gives me one random choice basically. Okay, so basically what I did is I took all my pictures and I passed it to shuffle to get one of the random picture. So basically I am getting a random picture here, and then I am writing that random picture to .curvewall, for some of my personal reasons, and then this wall minus I pick. Wall is the command line script that actually changes the background. Okay, and then it also changes the color scheme. So basically I told it's a Unix philosophy based program. It does only one thing, is changing the background, the color scheme, and it does it the best way. And I will show you now. You can see that wall is combined with my background script. That means that I give it the picture and then wall changes it. So wall is combined with my background script. So let's see how the background script works. You can see okay, I think yeah, you can see that the background changes and the color scheme also changes. If you notice here, the color scheme changes. Okay, so let me do it one more time. You can see the background changes and the color scheme is very bad. I will actually delete this background. I will never use it again. Okay, all those things, and the color scheme you can see changes. So this wall is actually very great script. You should always try it if you have not tried it. Okay, so the next thing is now I told you how to change the background and those stuff, but the next thing is how we can combine it. I told that these Unix based philosophy based programs are always extensible and can be combined with each other, and let me show you one of them, that i3 window manager I use. So this i3 window manager I used, it has a config file. So let me go to the config file. So this is the config file I have, and in this config file I have this binding, and that binding is just mod control B, and this mod means that your super key, so super control B, and it actually runs my background script. Okay, so let me turn on my screen keys. So what happens is when I press mod control B, it changes my background as well as color scheme. You can see this. Okay, so it all happens there. Okay, the next thing is it changes my background and color scheme. This is the first one. Okay, so you can see that my background script is now combined with my i3, and i3 just does it by a simple file. So you just have to change something in your simple file. That is very easy to do, And then I think the next thing is the file manager I use. I use Ranger as my file manager. So basically Ranger doesn't have any feature to change the background. Okay, so this is Ranger. Okay, so for example I want to have this picture, or maybe this picture, as my background. Okay, so I want this picture as my background. Now all those color scheme feature with all those color scheme features too. So Ranger basically doesn't have anything for that, but now if I press a B here, it actually does so. And you can see, let's say for this picture, maybe I want that, and you can see it does it. Okay, so how it does is basically I have set some sort of key binding here. I think it should be here. Yeah, you can see I have background. No, okay, wall, wall. Yeah, so you can let me turn off the screen in case they are too much disturbing. So I have set the key binding here that for B, set the background using this wall. Okay, so this is as simple to do. So I am mapping B for this. That means you are mapping something and it does. So I'm mapping my script. So you can see my script combines with this Ranger file manager also. So with all these things your script combines with. Okay, even I think with my image viewer it also combines. Let me check. So for example I want this, and this is my image viewer. I don't know what image viewer it is. Okay, SXIV is my image viewer. Yeah, this is SXIV itself. And if I press W, no, I don't know what is the key binding for it, but it does so. Okay, so okay, but the question is again why it is possible to combine with this terminal based application so fast and so easily, and why those graphical applications are not too much extensible. And the simple answer is this: these applications are more text based, the first one, and more keyboard based instead of mouse based, because if it is mouse based you have to program a lot, but if it's a key binding based you can write a simple program that accepts the key binding format, and you can just accept it and work over it. Okay, so this is all it is. So hope you learned something, and hope you start using this minimal application, terminal based application, instead of those bloated graphical application. I am not saying to not use any graphical applications. Use those, but try to use the commands as much as possible, and this shell scripting as much as possible, because it makes your Linux experience very easy, and you can use Linux as you want. You can see I have these windows aligned as I want. Okay, and if I open a new window, it opens and I can see all of my windows. This is what I want by default. Okay, so all these things are possible using this terminal based application, and this application that follows Unix philosophy. So hope you learned some things. See you guys.